It has been a long time since we have class met. Like, when did we meet last time? 2 months ago? Well, I had got some issues with my academic life. You know, being a student while doing YouTube, while not uploading random PUBG headshot compilation videos is pretty tough. BGMI ho gaya hai. Well, I took a good enough break, so delaying it would be even more fucking stupid. Let's just start with the video, shall we? Hello everyone, nilaanjan to this side, and I hope you guys are doing fine, doing well, and doing safe. So, you guys have seen the title, you have seen the thumbnail. This video is going to be about the Kannada writing system. First of all, Kannada. Not Canada, not Kannad, Kannada. Again, just like the last episode, Kannada is the second most curvy script among the big 4 old Dravidian scripts. So happy to end this in the next episode because this is getting super fucking cringe. Well, if I can remember well enough, Kannada was the script which made me fall in love with writing systems. I used to visit the city of Bangalore or Bengaluru a lot as a child, and when I used to go outside, I used to be attracted by all the billboards. Well, those billboards could be in 3 languages. In English, in Hindi, and in Kannada, which was written in the Kannada script. Well, I was super fascinated with that. Like, look at this script. Who wouldn't be fascinated by it? Just tell me. Well, it was written in Kannada because Kannada is the language of Karnataka, of which Bangalore is the capital city. I can go on and on with my encounters, but it would just be a waste of time. Let's get to the history of the Kannada writing system. Okay, so you guys won't believe this, but I started the research for this episode right after I finished the recording of the Malayalam episode. Now, some of you might ask after hearing this, why it takes so long to upload this video? And frankly, when I would ask this question to myself, well, the best reason I can give is due to some personal and academic reasons, I couldn't, give some time to YouTube. Because, YouTube is not a career right now. But anyway, some lines for the history of the Kannada script. For starters, this is what Wikipedia shows for the segment. Now, you may look at this and then ask, is this history of the Kannada script this short? Well, of course it isn't. This is a script which, in a form we can understand right now, dates back 1,000 years. And even before that, Kannada has a huge set of parent scripts along with it. That is the set of writing systems which gave birth to another writing system, and another writing system, and another writing system. An ancestry of sorts. So, after breaking down certain parts of this paragraph, this is the most amount of information I got from it. The Kannada script, like most of the scripts in India, originated from the Brahmi script. Now from there, the Kannada script evolved into the Bhati script. Now, anyone who knows how to pronounce this word, please write it down in the comment section down below. I am so fucking confused how it is pronounced. The Bhati script itself was excavated out in the year 1870 by linguist Sir Walter Elliot, keeper of the Madras Records Office Robert Sewell, and archaeologist Alexander Rio in the Madras Presidency. In the year 1969, Indian archaeologist R. Subramaniam and his team excavated a complex of Buddhist stupas. Those stupas had bricks of 45 into 30 into 8 centimeters, which in turn weighed 10.8 kilos. I don't know how this is valid for the video, but I found it interesting, so I wrote this down in the script. And the size of bricks? Well, I do videos on languages, so this is at least more interesting than it. Among the revelations came many important things of daily use, such as utensils, jewelries, which both linguists and archaeologists agree to be a part of the Mauryan Empire. Now, this is the part where we need to dive into Indian history a bit more than we earlier did. The Mauryan Empire was one of the biggest empires of India in history. Like seriously, the only empire which could have numerically given a competition to the Mauryan Empire was the Mughal Empire because it spanned all across India. Now, here is the relevant part. The Mauryan Empire originated in the 4th century BCE, and about a century later in the 3rd century BCE, they produced their own script to write, which is the Mauryan script. A few years later that, they shifted to the town of Bhati, which is in the modern day Andhra Pradesh, India. Right here on the map, as you can see. And that's where the Bhati script got its name from. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct. While analyzing the Bhati inscriptions, linguists and archaeologists found 23 different characters, and if I found anything interesting enough, you will see that on screen right now. Actually, I didn't find something interesting enough, this was just a cliche. The Bhati script later evolved into the Kadamba script when the Kadamba Empire took over parts of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Evidences include this 20-foot long stone pillar and the Harmony inscription, which is the oldest dated evidence of the Kadamba script ever existing. But perhaps the inscription which linguists and archaeologists both found the most helpful was the Talugunda pillar of Kakusthavarman, which is an epigraphic record in the Sanskrit language in the Talugunda village of Karnataka, which can be dated back to 455 to 470 AD. This inscription was engraved in hard black granite. Also, there is the Gudnapura inscription of the Gudnapura village. It dates somewhere between the 485 to 519 AD. This is also a very important inscription as it shows the later periods of the scripts and gives us an idea of how the daughter scripts evolved. Now, after hearing so much, you might ask, Why did we discuss so much about inscriptions? Well, the answer is quite easy. Short answer, evolution and the circumstances of evolution. Long answer, though I'll try to be as simple and concise as I possibly can. Inscriptions give us an idea of how the conditions went through for the script and the writers, so that we can understand what the daughter scripts were like. Conditions can be anything, okay? Accessibility, writing surface, the amount of people who wrote it, basically anything you can imagine related to that. Now, if nothing made any sense to you, I understand you, because nothing we have discussed has clicked the bell that yeah, this is somehow related to the Kannada script. But the phrase we are now going to discuss is going to click a bell for you. The Telugu Kannada script. Okay, so whatever we have discussed has ended up here. The fact is that Kannada became a written language ahead of the Telugu language. Poetry was introduced to both the Kannada and the Telugu language at the same time in the 8th century AD, but full-fledged literary works in the Kannada language appeared in the 9th century, 2 centuries before the Telugu language, and between the 11th to the 14th century AD, the Kannada and the Telugu scripts became two different writing systems. Now let's get to the orthographic reforms. Well, this is not going to be a long segment because Kannada didn't have a lot of orthographic reforms because it wasn't as complicated of a script as Malayalam was. However, in the 5th century AD, when the Kadamba script was being used, there were some orthographic reforms there. Earlier, there was no distinction between the short A and the long A and the short O and the long O. After the 5th century, not only the distinction was added, but also many more characters were added, which were R, L, Sh, Sh, R, L, I, Au, Kh, Gh, Ch, Jh, Th, Dh, Th, Dh, Ph and Bh. The characters were added so that the Sanskrit language, the language of Hinduism, can be written using the Telugu and the Kannada script, which at that time was the Kadamba script. People do crazy things for religion, don't they? Well, that's enough for the history of the Kannada script. Now let's look at the actual Kannada script. But before that, let us discuss some characteristics before getting to the actual characters. If you guys notice, we went from Bradley Hand ITC to Century Gothic. Why is that so? Well, first reason, fuck Bradley Hand ITC. It was so complex to read because I make video in such a speed that you need to read it quite fast. And Bradley Hand ITC is quite complex to read as compared to the Century Gothic script. And also the Century Gothic script is quite dope. Oh shit, that's a font, not a script. First of all, the Kannada script is an abugida/alpha syllabary, meaning that it puts graphemes around consonants to indicate the vowel sounds. It originated in the 8th century AD and attained its final modern form in the 14th century, when it completely separated from the Telugu script. It is written from right to left like Latin, Devanagari, Tamil, Cyrillic and many more. It was used to write Kannada, Tulu, Koduva, Badage, Biari, Sanketi, Konkani and Sanskrit, and even some parts in northern Karnataka and southern Maharashtra, Marathi. The ancestry of the Kannada script goes like this: from Proto-Semitic to Phoenician to Aramaic to Brahmi to Bhati Prolu to Kadamba to Telugu Kannada, and then finally being the Kannada script we know and love today. And poggers, our Kannada script is also a parent of the Goy Kannadi script. And let's not forget its sibling, the Telugu script. A happy, happy family. Now, the actual characters. The Kannada script has 13 vowel characters plus 1 obsolete vowel. Vowels are known as swara. Kannada also has 2 neo vowels or partial vowels which are called yogavaha. There is also obsolete neo vowels which are called ardhavisarga. There are 34 characters in the Kannada script which represent the consonant characters which are called vyanjana. The vowels which the Kannada script represents are a, e, u, r, e, I, o, and au. You see that character? Yeah, that is the Sanskrit which later got rounded in Kannada. Like you see, you round the lips. Now we said that there were neo vowels. Well, neo vowels, as you peeps are going to see in the future episodes of this series, are present in every script which originated from the Brahmi script and later was used to write the Sanskrit language. The neo vowels are and ah. There are 2 obsolete neo vowels which you are seeing on the screen right now, but the problem is that Wikipedia didn't give any information as to how these scripts are pronounced, so if you know that, comment them down below also. Alright, let's move to the consonants, shall we? The consonants in the Kannada script are divided into two parts, the structured consonants and the unstructured consonants. The structured consonants contain plosives and nasals, and as we go ahead with this series, we will see this trend in most of the Indic scripts. The Kannada script represents characters for the consonants K, K, G, Gh, Ng, Ch, Ch, J, Jh, N, T, Th, D, Dh, N, T, Th, D, Dh, N, P, P, B, Bh, and M. Now, why are they called structured consonants? Well, you won't understand if you see them like this, rather like this. Yeah, that made more sense, right? You know, they are structured, that's why they are called structured consonants. The unstructured consonants, though, don't have the same privilege as they are put in a very disorganized way. The unstructured consonants are Y, R, R, L, W, Sh, F, S, H, L, and R. Now this is the order we have discussed, but the Kannada script has also given names to these categories. Let's have a look at them, shall we? The structured consonants are divided into 5 parts. Velar is called Kanthya, palatal, which is Talavya, retroflex, which is called Murdhanya, dental, which is called Dantya, and labial, which is called Osthya. Like we said earlier, they are all plosive and nasal consonants, and they all run in a uniform order. That is, devoiced plosive, devoiced aspirated plosive, voiced plosive, and voiced aspirated plosives, and a nasal. That's the reason why they are called structured consonants. Now, the 3 unstructured consonants fall into 3 categories: labiodental, which is Dantosthya, palatovelar, which is Kanthatalavya, and labiovelar, which is Kanthosthya. Okay, we are done with this part. Now let's move to the last segment of this video, the numerals and symbols of the Kannada language. Now, unlike the last few episodes which had a huge array of different symbols, Kannada doesn't have a lot of symbols, but it has a numeral system which is used very often. It is exactly like the Hindu-Arabic numeral system, just with different graphemes. So these are the symbols for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And yeah, that is it. Hope you guys You really thought I wasn't going to discuss this. Let's talk about emoticons. You really thought I wasn't going to discuss it? Well, if you don't know what emoticons are Reddit's emojis. Twitters might deny it, but this is the truth. Accept it. Emoticons for noobs are basically a pictorial representation of a facial expression using characters using punctuation marks, numbers, and letters to express a person's feelings, mood, or reaction, or as a time-saving method. Basically, you hate emojis, but you don't want to be racist or anti-typhoid. Well, the Kannada script has given a lot of contributions to the emoticon community. Well, first of all, you are seeing is the th, which is used in a lot of emoticons as it resembles an eye, like the emoticons you are seeing on the screen. Also, the character for bh is used as a crying emoticon, so please comment this emoticon down below because that is how you reacted after you reached this far in the video. Seriously, close this video. This is unhealthy. This amount of language knowledge is unhealthy for you. So thank you guys for making it this far into the video because we have reached the outro. Thankfully, please like the video if you like the video, and then share this video to all your Kannadiga friends. Watch some other videos from this channel, and if you do like other videos, please subscribe to this channel and leave a comment down below if you liked this. It is really a part of my job. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till the next episode, see ya.